Well, so this here is the all-new Maruti Suzuki Swift. It's a car which doesn't really need any kind of introduction. It is one of the best-selling cars in India for the last 19 years. But this particular version, the 4th gen version, has its toughest competition, not from cars like the i20 or the Altros or the i10. It has competition from compact SUVs. Well, so what do I mean by that? Well, this particular version, the ZXi Plus, has a price tag of about 9.5 lakh rupees ex-showroom. And what that essentially means is that the Mahindra 3XO, the Nissan Magnite, the Kia Sonet, as well as Tata Nexon, even its own cousin, the Maruti Suzuki Fronx, you can buy their lower end versions or maybe even their mid-spec versions for the same price. And right now, compact SUVs are on everybody's mind. So the big question is, should you buy the top end ZXi and ZXi Plus versions of this car with all the bells and whistles, or should you prefer a compact SUV? That's the big question we'll try and figure out by the end of this video review. Well, so I'm inside the cabin of the new Swift, and the first thing that you get to realize inside is the fact that everything has been shared in terms of design. It's not the same, but it's very similar to cars like the Fronx, the Baleno, as well as the Brezza. For example, the controls for the AC over here are very similar. The AC vents are very similar. The dials are very similar indeed. In fact, the tachometer or the ref counter looks exactly the same. The digital gauge in the middle has a lot of information. It gets things like torque and power, the acceleration, distance to empty, and stuff like that. So it is quite a good design. It looks very sharp, it looks very sporty, but I prefer the hooded dials of the previous version. It definitely felt sporty and a little unique. This one looks a little flat in that comparison, but yes, I think overall it works quite well. Now this particular version is the ZXi Plus, and you get all the bells and whistles in this car. For example, you get automatic headlamps, you get cruise control, you also get 6 airbags, but 6 airbags now are standard even in the base version, and even power windows and automatic climate control is standard on the base LXi. So the base LXi price might have gone up by 25,000 rupees, but even then it is quite decent value for money. If you want cruise control, then you have to spend a lot of money because it's only available on the ZXi Plus, not even on the ZXi. Apart from all this, the seat comfort is absolutely brilliant. These are the best seats up to 10 lakh rupees. I'm not joking, these seats really are brilliant. The seat comfort both for tall and lanky people like me is good, and the support for your lower back is excellent, and of course the side bolsters really are very good. If you push this car to corners, these bolsters really hold you well and it feels very sporty. You also get a flat bottom steering wheel, which adds to the sporty nature of the car. And the plastics, well, they're more or less the same and more or less similar to the outgoing car, so no major improvements over there. And in terms of the overall build quality, well, let me just check it out for you. I think the quality of the door third also is more or less the same, so it's not really a big jump in that department. But overall, in terms of the overall ambience, the sportiness, as well as the youthfulness, this cabin seems to have it all. I'll give it a good score of 9 out of 10. Now let's jump in the back seat and see how good that really is. Well, so I'm inside the cabin of the Swift in the back seat, and I have to say that there are marginal improvements over here because now you get 2 USB Type-C charging points here. Well, not 2 USB Type-C. One is Type-C, the other one is the old school USB. You also get AC vents finally, but the throw of air isn't very strong from these vents, so most probably you'll end up chilling your knees rather than your face. But the throw of air from the front vents is decent. Knee room is quite okay, and headroom is also quite okay for the shape and size of this car. The front seats have been raised up, so you get plenty of place to stretch your feet, and the windows also are decent. They're not the biggest windows at the back because remember, the waistline on the outside is raising up, so the windows aren't really the biggest, but still it is a major improvement from the previous car, because the previous car, remember, had a lot of black over cladding because of that door handle at the outside, but this one has this little glass area which adds to a sense of airiness. The seats again are good in terms of comfort, good support for your under thighs, and also a nice 90-degree angle between the hip and knee. The only thing is that there's no headrest for the passenger over here, so that's something that Maruti Suzuki should improve. And the second thing is that there's still no pocket over here for someone who's sitting behind the driver. There's a pocket on the left side, but not on the right. Why is that? I really don't know. Maybe Maruti should have added that as well, because this really is the top of the line ZXi Plus trim, so that is something that's still missing on this car. Overall though, I'll give it a decent score of 8 out of 10. Well, so let's quickly talk about the boot of this car. And in terms of the boot, it's pretty much the same as the outgoing version. So you get the same shape and the same size, and you also get the same loading sills, and no major improvements in the boot department. It can still accommodate 2 large pieces of suitcase and maybe 1 small bag. 8 out of 10. Well, so here I'm driving the new Suzuki Swift with the Z series engine. Yes, they called it the Z series, and Maruti Suzuki engineers and their marketing people are saying that they've called it Z because Z is the ultimate alphabet in the letters, and for them this is the ultimate engine in terms of refinement. Now, how much of that is true? Well, to be honest, it doesn't really feel noisy when you're driving it in a very sensible and serene manner. In fact, it doesn't feel like a 3-cylinder unit. So, in fact, refinement levels are very similar to the 1.2K series, but it's really when you rev it up hard, about 3,500-4,000 RPM, which normally people don't do. Average buyers really keep their cars within 2,500 RPM, don't really go beyond that. So if you do rev it up to 3,500, 4,000 RPM, then there's a little bit of that typical 3-cylinder engine thrum which comes into the cabin, and you can feel a little bit of noisiness, but it's not too bad, and neither is it too obtrusive. But yes, since we are compared with the old K-series engine, you can hear that noise after 3,000, 3,500 RPM. Most buyers, as I said, will never take it to that level. In terms of the overall initial torque, it is quite good, and this car does roll off from standstill without too many issues. You don't have to really rev it up to get it going. Initial response from the bottom end is generally very good, and you also get very good responsiveness in the mid-range, so it is quite a responsive engine. And even though it's about 7 bhp less than the outgoing engine and about 3 Nm of torque is lower on this one, in the city you never feel the difference. On the highway though, sometimes if you have a full capacity of passengers and the AC is on, then you might want that extra 7 or 8 bhp just to get that quick overtaking maneuver. But of course, you also get a mild hybrid system, which gives you a little bit of assistance with the torque when you're overtaking, so that also helps in terms of driving on the highway. In terms of stability, it's a very familiar affair. It's pretty same to the outgoing car, so if you're doing about 80 or 90, then you'll be quite okay. After that, about 100 and above, you do feel that stability could have been better. The ride quality is good again, but yes, at slow city speeds, some of those badly patched up roads and some of those potholes might just filter the cabin. It's not really uncomfortable, but you can feel some of them entering the cabin. Visibility levels are good. You get nice mirrors here, and the front bonnet visibility is also quite good. Over here though, this mirror and this infotainment system which is protruding out do take up some space, so visibility in the center part is slightly lower like it is in the Fronx and Baleno, but it's not that bad either. What else is there? Well, the steering wheel is very light. If you have driven the first or the second gen of the Swift, then those two cars have the best steering wheels of any Swift. Yes, those two cars have the best steering wheels on any Swift. The third and the fourth generally offer you very light steering wheels, and this one is also similar. But I think this is meant for people who drive a lot in the city, and for people who drive from office to home and back. That they'll be quite happy with the light steering wheel because it doesn't tire you out. The gearbox, you get a 5-speed unit, and both the manual as well as the automatic are quite good. The manual, of course, has very light shifts. It has very short throws, so it feels very sporty. And the automatic, of course, is the AMT. And Maruti has been offering you AMT technology now for the last 10 years. Yes, last 10 years they've been offering you AMT. And with each car, they do keep improving the AMT technology. But there is a limit to the improvement they can make. And you can't really totally ignore the lurchiness that this car has to offer. And of course, those head nods are also present when you drive it in the city, because that's very typical of any AMT technology on any car. So that is something that you have to live with when you're driving this car. Other than that, I think it's a good package. Fuel economy, as I said, is phenomenal. Right now we're getting figures in excess of 20 kpl, and Maruti of course claims figures in excess of 25 kpl, so I'm sure that that is quite achievable on a regular basis. And as I said, on a day-to-day basis, there's hardly any difference in terms of either the driving or in terms of the outright power and performance that this car has to offer over the outgoing version of the car. I'll give this car a strong score of 90 out of 100 in the driving department. It is a good package. Now it's time for me to stop the car and give you a definitive summary report. Well, so what's my final verdict with the all-new Swift? Well, I have to say that this car really does come across as a very solid and much improved all-rounder. It offers you great fuel efficiency, it offers you great performance, it offers you great refinement, and it's also decent in terms of space, as well as the pricing. Yes, remember, the base version also comes with 6 airbags, automatic climate control, and also with power windows. And if you want the top-of-the-line version, the ZXi Plus, you can get that too. So if you want a car primarily for the city, then this definitely is a car you should buy. If you primarily drive about 80 to 90% in the city and only 10% on the highways, then the Swift is the ideal choice. And it's better that you forget those compact SUVs and don't really follow the herd mentality and buy this car instead. I'll give it a strong score of 92 out of 100. This isn't just any other car, it is the Swift, and it's a car which will give you a certain feel-good factor every time you take it out for a drive.
While the Hero Mavericks 440 is the company's largest engine displacement motorcycle, Triumph motorcycles are known for their reliability. Hence, today's video is going to be an epic face-off between the Hero Maverick 440 and the Triumph Speed 400. It's going to be a clash of power, style, and also engineering finesse. Hi, you're watching Times Drive English. It's me, Pavni Jain, and it's time to kickstart this comparison to find out which one is truly the hero on the Indian roads. Let's begin with the powertrains. Hero Maverick 440 offers 440cc single-cylinder air and oil-cooled engine. It also delivers a power of 27 bhp, generates 36 Nm of torque, and comes with 6-speed gearbox. Triumph Speed 400 offers 398cc single-cylinder liquid-cooled DOHC engine. It delivers 39 bhp of power, generates 37 Nm of torque, and comes with 6-speed gearbox. Certainly, the Maverick 440 comes with a larger engine displacement, but the liquid-cooled engine and also the dual overhead camshaft deliver more power and generate extra torque. I mean, there is a notable difference of 12 bhp of power and also 1 Nm of extra torque. Hence, you get more speed with the Speed 400. The 6-speed gearbox remains the same for both the machines. So to spot more differences, let's move on to the dimensions. Hero Maverick 440 comes with the following dimensions when we talk about seat height, wheelbase, ground clearance, fuel tank, and curb weight. Triumph Speed 400 comes with the following dimensions in terms of seat height, wheelbase, ground clearance, fuel tank, and curb weight. There are just minor differences when it comes to either the seat height or the wheelbase of the two bikes. Also make note that the ground clearance of the Maverick 440 is 175 mm, but the figures are missing from the internet for the Speed 400. The fuel tank of the Maverick 440 is bigger by 0.5 liters and the bike is also heavier by 11 kgs, which is not really a very good thing because the lower the weight, the more the power and the torque. Now it's time to measure the tires and also have a look at the braking system and suspension. I'll start with Hero Maverick 440. The front tire measures 17 inches with 110 section. The rear tire measures 17 inches with 150 section. Well, it offers alloy wheel, spoke wheel, and also tubeless tire. As for Triumph Speed 400, the front tire measures 17 inches with 110 section. The rear tire measures 17 inches with 150 section. The bike offers alloy wheel but not the spoke wheel option, and it also offers tubeless tire. Maverick 440 comes with 320 mm single disc front brake. It offers 240 mm single disc rear brake. Speed 400 offers 300 mm single disc front brake. It comes with 230 mm single disc rear brake. Maverick 440 comes with telescopic front suspension and it offers twin shock adjustable rear suspension. Speed 400 offers USD forks front suspension and it comes with monoshock adjustable rear suspension. The only difference in the tire or the wheel is that apart from the alloy wheel, the Maverick 440 also gives you an option of spoke wheel with its base variant. But there is nothing like that with the Speed 400. It gives you alloy wheels as standard. Coming to the brakes, the Maverick 440 comes with larger disc diameter to give more leverage for stopping. Now the significant difference is in the front suspension of the two bikes. While the Maverick 440 offers telescopic suspension, the Speed 400 offers upside-down suspension. Here's some extra gyan for you guys. In the upside-down suspension arrangement, the lighter part of the suspension, which is the smaller inner tubes, those are attached to the wheel's axle. This results in better handling and cornering due to less weight on the wheels. Well, there is also a difference in the rear suspension. The Maverick 440's twin shock offer better balancing and jerk control over the single setup available with Speed 400. Now it's time to look at the feature list of both the motorcycles. Hero Maverick 440 offers 320 mm single disc front brake. It offers 240 mm single disc rear brake. Speed 400 offers 300 mm single disc rear brake. It comes with 230 mm single disc rear brake. The rear tire measures 17 inches with 110 section. The front tire measures 17 inches with 150 section. LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, digital instrumentation, slip and assist clutch, dual channel ABS, USB-A charging port, eSIM based Hero Connect, turn-by-turn navigation and Bluetooth connectivity. Triumph Speed 400 offers LED headlamps, LED tail lamps, semi-digital instrumentation, torque assist clutch, dual channel ABS, USB-C charging port, switchable traction control and immobilizer. While half of the features of the two motorcycles are similar, but there are some differences which I've already mentioned in the list. Well, one noteworthy feature of the Hero Maverick 440 is the smartphone integration. The eSIM based Hero Connect allow prospective buyers to unlock 35 plus features. But on the other hand, the Speed 400 consorts with switchable traction control to prevent wheel skipping. Well, it also features built-in immobilizer to prevent the engine from being started unless the correct key is used. Interesting, right? Well, in my opinion, both the motorcycles come with boatload of features. Depends on you. What do you think? Which feature is valuable to have? Let's talk about the prices now. The Maverick 440 comes in 3 different variants, base, mid and top. The base variant is priced at Rs 1,99,000 ex-showroom. The mid variant is priced at Rs 2,14,000 ex-showroom. The top variant is priced at Rs 2,24,000 ex-showroom. The top variant also offers 3D badging. Coming to the Speed 400, it comes in a single variant which is priced at Rs 2,33,000 ex-showroom. There you have it, folks, the ultimate clash between the Hero Maverick 440 and the Triumph Speed 400. Well, we have covered it all, from the power delivery to the braking system. And in my opinion, the Hero motorcycle is a better deal. But yes, there is no denying that the Triumph 400 comes with powerful powertrains. As for design, I'll stick to what I always say, that it's a matter of personal choice. The Maverick 440 offers bolder looks in comparison to Speed 400. For instance, its pronounced fuel tank hum adds to its muscular character, whereas the Speed 400 always flaunts its aesthetics. For instance, its pretty long stroke of exhaust pipe of the motorcycle retains classic looks with a modern touch to it. Hence, it is your turn to sound off in the comments which one would you choose as for design at least.
Hello everyone, welcome to another video of Times Draft English. I'm Ankur Taneja and this here with me is the TVS iQube Electric. Now TVS has introduced a couple of other variants in the iQube Electric. Now there is a 2.2 kilowatt-hour base variant and the top 5.1 kilowatt-hour battery pack variant in the new iQube Electric. So what all has changed? What is the range of these new variants that TVS has introduced? What are the prices? Let's talk about that.
Starting from the front, the design remains the same as before. It features DRLs and a full LED setup in headlights and indicators. The suspension setup and brakes are also unchanged. The front displays the ST logo and the iQube ST branding is there on the side of the scooter. This particular model is a top spec variant which comes with a 5.1 kilowatt-hour battery pack. There's also a new 3.4 kilowatt-hour ST variant and a new base variant with a 2.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack. In total, 3 new variants have been added to the iQube lineup. The rear design also remains unchanged. Moving towards the front, there is a charging port here, and to control the instrument cluster, there is a joystick on the left side of the handlebar. However, the starting 2 variants of this TVS iQube comes with a 5-inch color TFT display and does not have this joystick feature. The higher variants feature a 7-inch touchscreen with voice assist and Alexa compatibility. And there is another difference in between the base variants and the variants above the base variant. The boot size in the base variant is around 30 liters and the variants above it gets the boot space of around 32 liters. Now let's talk about the specs and prices of all the new variants introduced. Starting with the 2.2 kilowatt-hour battery pack, the charger capacity of this variant is 950 watt and the charging time for this variant, the base variant, is around 2 hours from 0 to 80%. It gets features like vehicle crash and tow alert, turn button navigation, and top speed of this variant is around 75 kmph. And the price for this base 2.2 kilowatt-hour battery variant is around 85,000 ex-showroom, and this is the introductory price. Now moving towards the next variant that TVS has added in this iQube lineup is the ST variant with the 3.4 kWh battery pack. It offers a range of around 100 km and it comes with the same charging capacity of 950 watt, and the charging time for this variant with the 3.4 kWh battery pack is around 3 hours from 0 to 80%. It gets features like 118 connected features, digital document storage, tire pressure monitoring system, and it has a top speed of around 78 km per hour, and the price for this ST 3.4 variant is around 1,38,000 ex-showroom, and again it's an introductory price. Now the final and the top spec variant which we have with us is the 5.1 kWh battery pack with the ST branding. It offers real world range of around 150 km. It comes with the same charging capacity of 950 watt, and the charging time for this top spec variant is around 4 hours 30 minutes from 0 to 80%. It includes the same features as the 3.4 kWh ST variant, and the top speed for the top spec variant is around 82 km per hour, and the price for this top variant is around 1,85,000 ex-showroom, and again it's an introductory price.
Now this is what TVS has introduced in the new iQube Electric. There are few more variants and there are few more color options in the 2024 iQube Electric. So what do you think about the variants that TVS has introduced in this iQube, the range and the pricing of the new iQube? Tell us in the comment section, and if you like the video, don't forget to share it with your friends, and please do subscribe to Times Drive English. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.